on day 6 of our campaign on the interpretation of the Constitution of Western Nigeria. And one thing that you all need to be conscious of, we're not doing this just to impart the information of the fact that we have always had a constitution on you. No, that's not the essence. The essence is that we have been born at this particular point in time, and as a generation, we have the responsibility to change the course of history and take Yoruba land out of Nigeria. That is the point and the essence of the Young Yoruba for Freedom. But there must be processes, and we are following these processes, and we will use this to shape and change the course of history for the good of our children and children yet unborn. So the fact that you now know that there was a constitution called the Constitution of Western Nigeria, it is to harm you to demand from President Tinubu a return to the agreed parliamentary system based on regional system of government. Because only a Yoruba conservative, a full-blooded Yoruba citizen, can return Nigeria back to what we agreed between 1957 and 1959. Constitution is not a joke. If you are not an independent nation, you can never have a constitution. Today, and since 1966, nobody can point out to the Constitution of Western Nigeria. It has been suspended. So all the governments in Yoruba land, be it the Yoruba Space Inquirer, be it the Yoruba Space in Kogi, the one local government of Yoruba in Edo, the Shekiri Yoruba in Delta, and the rest of the Yoruba state, Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Oyo, Osun, and Ekiti state, there is no guiding principles to govern our space. We have no constitution, because the constitution that we had was suspended by the Igbo. So I want my generation and the younger one watching us, the fact that we can present to the public the Constitution of Western Nigeria means one thing: we were a nation before the Igbo ruined everything. So I will emphasize, the 1914 amalgamation has nothing to do with our predicaments. The 1914 amalgamation has nothing to do with the poverty in Yoruba land. The 1914 amalgamation has nothing to do with the destruction of Nigeria. It was the Igbo suspension of the regional system of government in 1966 that has destroyed Nigeria. So that is one thing you have to take away from this campaign that we have started 6 days ago. We, as an independent nation, we have our own constitution. By the time we get to finance, there's this chapter in this constitution that talks about finance. You will realize how independent we were as a people. We don't have to wait on the federal government allocation. We, Yoruba region, we are the one that was funding federal government. We were actually funding federal government, not the other way around, since the Igbo suspended the regional government. You will see when we get to, I think, chapter 8, where you will realize that we used to have our own ambassadors. We, as Yoruba people, we had our ambassador. If you are coming to Nigeria, you will go to either the northern Nigeria or western Nigeria or eastern Nigeria as a visitor. If you are coming to western Nigeria, your visa is different. And if you obtain the western Nigeria visa, you cannot use it to travel to eastern Nigeria or northern Nigeria. So the Yoruba as a region, an independent nation under God, we were getting our own visa free, because so many visitors abroad would like to come to Western Nigeria. So the visa fee they pay goes to us. But everything was destroyed, suspended by the Igbo, because they lacked the human capital to make their space great. You remember I spoke a long time ago when I spoke about the Igbo, clear and present danger, where I exposed the speech made by Zik in 1949 at Aba. He called it the State of the Union Address. He said to the Igbo that the God of the Igbo has created them to rule everyone in Nigeria, the same way the English colonial talk did. So the Igbo have that innate desire to be colonialists like English, to suppress other people, to kill and destroy and loot other people's resources. That is the reason why everywhere you go to in Africa and outside the continent of Africa, Igbo are deeply hated. And they are the only tribe, or sorry, ethnic groups rather, in Africa, apart from Nigeria, that eat human being. You cannot see that in any other nations in Africa. So I think they must have done evil, that God Almighty has made their land to be so wretched. And anyone that allows them in their space, they destroy your space. Yoruba land is destroyed today because of the massive influx of the Igbo into our space, which we have been campaigning that these people must be regulated. So I want you to take note from this. We are not just interpreting this constitution for the sake of it. We are harming ourselves with information that we want back our constitution. But we must not be oblivious of the fact that we cannot get back our constitution as long as the minority Fulani continue to rule in Nigeria. We cannot get back our constitution as long as we continue to antagonize Tinubu, who has been destined to be the first Yoruba president of Nigeria. That's a ridiculous thing to say, believe you me, because we as the majority, we ought to rule everybody in Nigeria. We are the economic backbone of Nigeria. It is only Yoruba who should produce the presidency of Nigeria. But it's coming at this time because for far too long, the two generations before us have not embraced self-preservation. They are too accommodating. They allow immigrants, Igbo, to come into our space and messed up our life. Took over our markets. Use crimes to kill a lot of Yoruba people. The two generations before us allowed the minority Fulani to rule in Nigeria and take absolute control of all the resources of the Yoruba people. This is the major problem that we've had. I've stated this before. Yoruba nation has two major problems: the massive influx of Igbo into our space and the total control of our political economy by minority Fulani. This is what our generation must address. While addressing this, we are still counting on the hope of the generation before us, our parent generation, that have contributed massively to the destruction of our own future. That's why we want to support Tinubu to be president of Nigeria in 2023. The moment is there. We're not celebrating or jubilating, even though it is worth it. But we're going out onto the street to protest until we devolve political power back to the regions, until we have the Yoruba 12 local government inquiry as part of the Yoruba land. We have the 6 Yoruba-speaking local government in Kogi as part of Yoruba Western Nigeria, or Yoruba land for short, until we ask Tinubu to bring Akoko Edo local government in Edo State as part of Ondo State and to be added as part of Yoruba land. Then it's going to ensure that the Shakiri people, who were originally Ijebu people, are added as part of Western region of Nigeria. Then we elect our prime minister or premier, whatever the case may be, and we'll govern our space ourselves. And to protect the future of the generation that will come after us, we sign military agreement with the United States of America, being the most powerful nation on earth, so that we can secure the future of our children yet unborn. We can't do any of this without having a full-blooded Yoruba as the president of Nigeria from 2023. That's why the Young Yoruba for Freedom, YYF, we have laid down policy ideas and ideals to get the Oduduwa Republic. We lobby America. We put Tinubu as president. Then we adopt organized violence. Look, organized violence will come. Don't wish it away. It will come because there is no Fulani who will accept a return to regional government. They know the implication. The monetary allocation will be gone. The security vote they get from Abuja will be over. The constituency allowance will be over. Fulani will not control the police and military anymore. They will not control our custom, our immigration, our border, our seaport, our airport anymore. They know the implication. It takes the shred of determination from our grandparent generation before the irresponsible English colonial thug left. Even while we chased them away, they were still lurking behind us through neocolonialism, putting minority Fulani in power. So people who suppress you, people who subjugate you, they don't give up without organized violence. This is why we are encouraging young Yoruba to go back to the laboratories and produce chemical and biological weapons to safeguard the welfare and interests of the Yoruba nation. Don't mind stupid people like Yoruba Libra saying chemical weapon is bad. It is not bad. If we Yoruba were to go to war with English people today, they will come with atomic bomb. They will come with nitrogen bomb. They will come with nuclear bomb. They will bring their submarine. We have none of this. And they will defeat us because they have what? Superior weapon. So when you go to war, it is the superiority of your weapon that will win the war for you. Don't be foolish. You have to go back to the laboratory and prepare chemical and biological weapons to defend Yoruba civilization. If the United States of America and Russia should go to war today, there's likely to be the deployment of chemical and biological weapons. Already, both countries fight each other with radioactive material. Look at what people are saying, that coronavirus has been engineered as a biological weapon. If you must win a war, you must have superior weapon. If the English were to go to war with us, Yoruba, in 2020 with ordinary AK-47, believe you me, we're going to overrun them. Because a lot of English are so sophisticated in their environment, well developed, they don't want war. And we are not as developed as them, so we will be desperate to take over their country from them if the war were to be fought with ordinary AK-47. We will easily defeat them. But the English will never fight any nation with ordinary AK-47. That's why their engineers, their scientists, their technologists are always thinking of ways to produce superior weapons every time. There were times that we never had drone, but today we have drone all over the place. There were times that there was no artificial intelligence to fight any war, but today that is the case. So don't fall gimmick to people that says to you, oh, chemical weapon is dangerous. It's deceitfulness. You go to war with your superior brain power. That is the weapon that you can show off. So if we must free Yoruba land, one, we will have to lobby America. If we do not have the support of the United States of America, believe you me, you cannot even get anything. We will continue to live the way we are living presently. Then we'll take the presidency. It will be extremely easy if we take the presidency in 2023 to get a return to regional government. It will be easy. Perhaps there might not be war, but I doubt it. Fulani, who has been controlling our world since 1960, the Igbo who have been trooping into our space since the end of the Civil War in 1970, that have cornered every market in Yoruba land, they will not let go without a war. This is human nature. Look at what the Igbo are doing in Ghana, that the people of Ghana are now fed up because of their action, formulated a policy essentially to chase Igbo out of Ghana. Look at what the Togolese did to the Igbo some years ago. They literally were going into their shops and killing them. Look at what the Beninois did to the Igbo, attacking them. Look at what is going on in South Africa, which you call xenophobic attack. People were fed up with the Igbo atrocity in South Africa, and they went all out to physically attack and kill them. Look at what the Chinese did in their country, chasing Igbo out of the hotel because they have had enough of them. You go to Malaysia and Singapore, it is Igbo who are in their prisons. But what we have endured as Yoruba people from the atrocity of the Igbo is not up to 10% of what Igbo are doing all across this country. But we couldn't do anything. The other people, the other nations can chase the Igbo out of their space conveniently. Even while Igbo are claiming ECOWAS protocol across the West African country. Even while they were claiming Pan-Africanism in South Africa. They went to China, they were being chased away. They were saying that the Chinese in Nigeria should be chased away. There are no Chinese in Igbo land. We have had so many trouble with Igbo. They have killed our political leaders. They are committing crime across Yoruba land, selling babies, selling fake and adulterated drugs that are killing people across Yoruba land. Governor Fashola, when he was the sitting governor of Lagos State, he got fed up. He estimated 500,000 Yoruba people dying from consumption of fake drug produced by the Igbo. He complains about building roads every now and then for the railings to be stolen the next 24 hours after the road has been commissioned. We can't do anything because we do not control the presidency of Nigeria. That's why all of these things are going on. We will not stop these people that have been doing these things since 1970 without organized violence. We won't stop Fulani too. So don't let anybody fool you. You go to war with the best weapon you have got. Look at what the Fulani are doing and the Igbo. We are the owner of the waterways from Lagos to Ogun to Ondo and Ishekiri. Go and look at the people that are in charge of that waterways, Hausa Fulani and the Igbo. They are using our waterway to bring in weapons, conventional weapons, bombs, guns, machine guns, you name it. They stockpile this weapon in their own region. So if there is a war today, they will easily overrun us because we don't have this weapon, because Fulani control our waterways. That is where you can bring in weapons. But if we go back to our laboratory, we prided ourselves as the most educated in Africa. We've been to the best university, including Harvard, Yale, MIT, Oxford, Cambridge, St. Andrews University, some of the best university in Yoruba land like Ife, UI, and Unilag, and the rest of them. Why can't we not produce weapons to safeguard and defend the civilization of the Yoruba people? If we have weapons, do you think Igbo will come and suspend our constitution? As a people, the English came, the French came, the German came, enslaved us in Togo, enslaved us in Benin Republic, enslaved us in Nigeria. These three European countries, they enslaved us because they have superior guns than us. When we were still using Shakabula, they were already using automatic guns. So by the time we kill them with one Shakabula shot, they can kill us with 6 bullets from their own automatic bomb. Superiority of weapon is what you use to defend your civilization. The Fulani have so much. There were times that we did a research that we told you, Governor Yayi of Zamfara, he has about 50 fighter jets. More than all the fighter jets in West African coast. How do you want to fight all of these people when you have got no weapon? People's civilization can only be defended with weapon, not word of mouth, not prayer. So we want to encourage young Yoruba. You have to acquire the knowledge of the use of chemical and biological weapons. As I'm speaking to you now, Fulani have enlisted the support of the Chinese to help them to develop chemical and biological weapons to deploy it against us in a future war. So they are planning to kill you. You must plan not only to defend your civilization, but to defend the future of your unborn children. That's why you must acquire the best military weapon. That is why we must lobby America, sign a military agreement with them, give them 10% of our wealth in return for the United States of America to give us military support, because they are the #1 exporters of weapons in the world. Fulani cannot defeat them. Fulani has the support of the English. We need the support of the United States of America. It is unbelievable when you sit to read the Constitution of Western Nigeria, what our parent has given away. It is upsetting and annoying that our grandparent generation actually sat down to write a beautiful constitution to guide our way of life in Yoruba land. We even control everything, practically everything across Yoruba land before the Igbo came with guns and suspended everything. So don't fall for the threat that chemical weapon, you cannot use it. You can use it to defend your civilization. Don't let anybody bullshit you about that. The stupid Yoruba Libra, they will tell you that they do not support organized violence. Organized violence will end Nigeria. That is where we're heading to from 2023. The Yoruba Libra will tell you they condemn organized violence, yet they complain about ordinary headsmen who harm themselves with AK-47. Yet you condemn organized violence. You condemn people arming themselves with chemical and biological weapons. When Fulani have already enlisted the service of the Chinese to help them to develop chemical weapons, to kill you, Yoruba. You think the English will not sell chemical weapons to Fulani? They will sell sarin gas to Fulani to deploy it against you, because the English are using the Fulani to steal your wealth in what is called neo-colonialism. You cannot see the faces of the English colonial government anymore in Yoruba land. But everywhere you go to in Yoruba land, you see the involvement of Fulani. They live everywhere around us. They are the new colonial officer of the English, working day and night for the English to suppress and subjugate the Yoruba people. We need chemical and biological weapons to defend our civilization. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Nobody will go to war with inferior weapon. You go to war to defeat your enemy with the superiority of your brain power. So we need this, guys. We need this. And to those who keep saying they want to go and protest, we have sent signal out. If you go out on the 1st of October, you are going to be attacked. I can tell you for a fact. I've got clearance to that effect. But let me tell you something. If you look across European country, which most of you are living, there's always street protests every day and night. But they are not being shot at. They are not being killed. Why do you think it is easier for them to do that? Because in Europe, majority rule while minority rights are protected. But what do you have in Nigeria? Minority Fulani are in power. How can minority control the presidency of a nation? They are minority. They are scared that they are small. So they have to kill you to instill fear in you so that you will be subjected to them. But if you put Tinubu in power, you can go anywhere to protest. Nobody is going to shout at you. There will always be negotiation. That is how it is done in Europe, because majority rule, minority rights are respected. Look at when Buhari was sick and bedridden in London, when Oshibado assumed the presidency as the acting president. Igbo idiots were all over the place, shouting and protesting. Nobody arrested them, because Oshibado comes from the majority ethnic group in Nigeria, the Yoruba people. And he's a constitutional lawyer. He understands the right of the people to show their grievances through street protests, to demand for justice. You understand? But what do you have? The reverse was the case. The moment Buhari was a little bit okay, he returned back to Nigeria, and the next thing, he went and attacked Nnamdi Kanu, September 2017, and shot a lot of hip-hop members. But what happened? That was 2017. Buhari, a Fulani that shot and killed Igbo. Igbo lined up in 2019 and voted for another Fulani, Atiku Abubakar. That was not the only thing the Igbo did. After Buhari killed them and wasted their youth, they gave him a chieftaincy title. the chief of army staff, Buracha, who led soldiers to go and kill Igbo. A university in Ebonyi State department was named after him. So if you're so intelligent, if you're so smart as a Yoruba youth, you will know that only a horrible people will see an acting vice president of Shibado. He did not ask the police to shoot at the Igbo. He did not even arrest them. He was willing to negotiate with them. But still, this horrible Igbo will be antagonizing the Yoruba people. And the moment Buhari came, killed their youth, he was well honored. Why do you think they do that? Don't think they are foolish. Don't think the Igbo are crazy. No, they are scared of Nigeria breaking up. They realize that only the Fulani can keep Nigeria as one under unitary system. The Igbo knows that the moment Fulani are not in power, the moment they are not in power, the moment there is a full-blooded Yoruba as the president of Nigeria, the game of this unitary system will come to an end. So Igbo people do not care. Even if Fulani kill their parents, they will still queue and vote for Fulani because they are controlling the wealth of the Yoruba under unitary system. There is no way we have interpreted how the scenario will come about. It will end with organized violence. But there is a joker. Everybody knows this game right now. If we bring America on board, we will negotiate our way out of Nigeria, provided we are willing to trade 10% of our wealth with the United States. So to the Yoruba Libra, you don't want organized violence, yet you are condemning Fulani who are harming themselves. You don't want organized violence, yet you don't want us to work with the United States of America. We know you Yoruba Libras. We know you very well. You are not full-blooded Yoruba citizens. It is either you are half Igbo or you are married to Igbo. So that was why I said yesterday, and I will repeat today. Now you see a lot of people that Yoruba are always antagonizing themselves. No, the non-Yoruba amongst us who are half Yoruba or married to Yoruba, they are the people who want to bring down Yoruba land. They are the bastard. If I'm not a full-blooded Yoruba, perhaps I will have behaved like them. But I have 4 grandparents who came from all across the Yoruba tribes, from Akoko tribe, from Remo tribe, from Ondo tribe, from Ijebu tribe. I'm a full-blooded Yoruba citizen. That is why it is so convenient for me to think about the future of my descendants, to think about the future of my grandchildren. But you pick up a half Yoruba, half Igbo. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if the Igbo is the governor of Lagos State. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if Yoruba are relegated because he has a divided interest. You do not give such people prevalence over full-blooded Yoruba citizens. So when the white in America are always protecting the interests of the white, you call them racist. It is not self-preservation. They don't want the future of their children to be destroyed. When the English are always protecting themselves in England, we condemn them, but they are doing what is right. They understand that the future of their children will be jeopardized if they allow Libras to overrun their country. For far too long, we couldn't distinguish between the people that are constituting nuisance in Yoruba land until YYF came on board to separate the 2 blocks into the conservative blocks and the Libra blocks. And we went further to say to you and name names that these are Libra because they have divided interests. They are half Igbo, half Yoruba. But one thing they ought to have done, even if you are half Igbo, half Yoruba, the moment you make your life easier for yourself in Yoruba land, the moment you have good health care in Yoruba land, you enjoy qualitative education in Yoruba land, you live in Yoruba land without molestation, you are peaceful in Yoruba land, you should automatically be pro-Yoruba. But these guys don't think like that. They don't think like that. It is the same Yoruba land that has given them so much that they want to be destroyed. Half of Igbo population live in Yoruba land, yet they have always been voting for Fulani. You remember what they said about Awolowo? that he was a tribalist. They didn't vote for him for president. They said Abiola was an Islamist. They even lied. You know, Igbo people, they do propaganda. The same way they said that Buhari has been cloned, they said that Abiola bought a shipload of Bible, Holy Bible, and sang the sheep. That would be ridiculous. But this propaganda went on forever, that they used it against this man. When it was the turn of Olufalaye to be president, they said that he worked with the military. They call him a militarist. Now they are saying to you, Tinubu is corrupt. And these people, half of their population, live in Yoruba land. They have not, you can never see a wealthy Igbo man or woman who has made life from Igbo land. All of them come to Yoruba land to make their life better. Yet, they have never supported the political interests of the Yoruba nation. They don't think that they are mad. Don't think that they are ungrateful. Don't think that they are stupid. They do not wish for Nigeria to break. They realize that only a Yoruba citizen, a full-blooded Yoruba citizen, can destroy Nigeria. The moment Nigeria breaks, Igbo will be fucked for a long, long time. They don't want that. That's why they're coming into our space. They know that if we go back to regional government, they won't be able to come to our space unregulated. But we will get that. We will get that, folks. We will get that. So, to you, Yoruba liberals, you always say Yoruba are antagonizing themselves. It is the half Yoruba who have Igbo blood or Fulani blood who are doing miserable things in Yoruba land. And they said to us, Hausa Fulani don't antagonize themselves. It's a lie. It is because Fulani are in power. They control this power of suppression, guns in Nigeria. So they use guns to suppress the Hausa people. They use guns to suppress the Kanuri people. It is when you put a full-blooded Yoruba as president of Nigeria, that is when you will know that Hausa and Fulani are not one and the same. They are different people. When you put a Yoruba man there, you think that Hausa don't know their history? Hausa used to have their kings. They call their kings, like we Yoruba, we call our king Oba. They called their king Haba, H-A-B-A. They were all killed by the Fulani. Don't think that they have forgotten about that history. No, they could not do anything because Fulani are still controlling the unitary system. By the time Tinubu gets there, you know, Hausa Fulani have never voted for Yoruba people before, as well as the Igbo. You will see how Hausa people will be voting for us, because they will want to put Hausa as the emir. They will want to make Hausa governors, senators, House of Representative member. They will want to take back their political space from the Fulani. So all of you that are saying Yoruba are antagonizing themselves, wait until Tinubu gets the presidency. All these horrible liberals that you see condemning Tinubu, they will be praising him. They are praising God. They cannot do anything without money. They will be the one saying Tinubu, after you na God. That's what they will be saying. But we know them. We will allow them to eat, to enjoy life. But they will not get into presidency. They will not get to control the political institution in Yoruba land. It will be controlled by the conservative for a long time until we are able to rebuild Yoruba land to the satisfaction of the next generation. So don't fall for that nonsense to say that Yoruba are always antagonizing them. Let us get the presidency. You will see that all these horrible liberals will fall in line. Because the only thing they desire is money. They do not care whether Yoruba land is developed or not. Look at Dino Melaye showing off wealth. He was a member of the House of Representatives for so long. He was a senator for far so long as well. He has been in government for about 10 years or so. But we can see what they do in their PDP. Liberals, they don't care about the people. They pretended to care about your future. But all they want is money, wealth, personal aggrandizement. They are not thinking about the future of your children. It is only those of us who are conservative that we want to rebuild Yoruba land and make it great. So you have to continue to give APC your votes in Yoruba land. You cannot achieve Oduduwa Republic without playing politics. You cannot. And if you read history very well, believe you me, the Kanuri people are good people. They are very good people. We Yoruba, we civilized the Kanuri people. We gave them clothes. We turned their mud houses into cement houses. We civilized the Kanuri people. You know, we civilized the Igbo people as well. We codified their language. We gave them yam that they celebrate up to today. But they paid us back with evil. The same thing in South Africa. We Yoruba, we accommodated their people, gave them scholarship. A lot of South Africans went to school with my parents. We funded their guerrilla warfare against the Afrikaners. But when Mandela became president, Wole Soyinka and the current governor of Ekiti State approached him to help and speak to the world about the detention of MP Abiola. He denied us. Our generation before us, they have not understood self-preservation. You don't do anything for people for fun. You do it to people that will appreciate it. You don't waste your quality time, energy, money on people that appreciate you not. Why should we continue to accommodate the evil in Yoruba land? We have to chase these people away. Look at the people. Look, let me say something about this Tinubu that you don't understand. This is called Jagaban of Bogun. People mistake this thing for another thing entirely. It's not Jagaban of Africa. It's not Jagaban of Yoruba land. It's Jagaban of Bogun. It's the head of the warrior in Bogun kingdom. Bogun people, they helped us to defeat Fulani in the 18th centuries. But these people have not been respected by the Yoruba people. These are the people that we should relate with. People who gave their life for the freedom of Yoruba people. Go and read this history. So this man is destined to lead us out of the doldrum that we have, Tinubu. So we will confront the Yoruba Libra. We will use the October 1st rally to show you and to send a signal to the Igbo, your closest allies, that we can actually decimate ourselves as Yoruba people. The Bogun people, nobody recognizes them. We didn't even accord them any respect in Yoruba land. But the horrible Igbos, they just troop in everywhere into our space. People who have never voted for us, people who kill our political leaders. We just allow them to troop it into our space. But those who give their life, helping the Yoruba to defeat our enemy, we have not accorded them any shared respect. So if you don't believe in organized violence, then you have no right to condemn Hausa Fulani who are carrying AK-47. So folks, while we continue with chapter 3 of the Constitution of Western Nigeria, take note of this. We are having this information as a negotiating tool. We are going to get back our Constitution. Mark it down. We will get back our Constitution. I have seen organized violence even before you. I have envisioned it. That is what is going to end Nigeria. Fulani and the Igbo are not ready to end unity system. They are not ready. Mentally, they are stressed. The growing awareness of the Yoruba nation is stressing them. And at one point in time, I was their target. They wanted to assassinate me to instill fear in the minds of the young Yoruba. But they realized that we are not going to stop. Igbo have been trying to kill me. Fulani have been trying their very best. But the awareness we have created is massive. All the Yoruba leaders that are shouting Oduduwa Republic today were condemning me, were condemning our movement when we started calling for Oduduwa in 2012. I open their insights. They have no clue about the subjugation of the Yoruba nation. We expose the reality to them. Today, they have embraced Oduduwa Republic as a gimmick to stop the presidency of Tinubu. You can never get Oduduwa Republic if you do not control the presidency. You will not get it. You will never get Oduduwa Republic if the United States of America is not in your support. You will never get it. English will kill you massively. Funding Fulani if you dare to ask for Oduduwa Republic. Why do you think that the world ignore the killing going on in southern Cameroon, the killing going on in Kanuri land, the killing going on in Middle Belt? If you are killed in Lagos, nothing happens. You don't believe in organized violence, yet you are condemning people who are arming themselves with guns, killing you. You go onto the social media, you liberals, stupid people. You're shouting that Fulani are killing everybody, but you don't believe in harming yourself. You are horrible set of human beings. So folks, let me remind you what we are bringing back. We're not just speaking about this. Our Constitution was enacted into law in 1952. It was first amended in 1963. It was written by the Yoruba people. It is ours, suspended by the Igbo. We do not agree with that. We are bringing back this Constitution. So our head of state is Ooni of Ife. You have to note that as a matter of fact. And we have stated clearly to you, this man should be addressed as Ooni of Ife, the head of state of Yoruba land. That is written in our Constitution. We've changed the name. It's a change of nomenclature. We can't call him governor anymore. We can't call him spiritual head anymore of Yoruba land. No, we have to address him as the head of state of Yoruba land. The president of Yoruba land remains Alaafin of Oyo. He has been like that even before the incursion of the English colonial talks into our body politics. He is the president of the House of Obas. We cannot call it House of Chiefs any longer, like I explained to you. It's an insult on our monarch for us to call them chiefs. They are Obas. So Alaafin of Oyo is the president of Yoruba land. Then the premier of Yoruba land, we cannot use the word premier anymore. We call him prime minister. The prime minister of Yoruba land is the head of the political party that has majority vote in Yoruba land. And the current political party with the majority in Yoruba land is the APC Yoruba, and their national leader is Tinubu. So Tinubu is your de facto prime minister. These positions are not empty. They are not in vacuum. These positions are currently occupied by these people. So let me tell you, Yoruba Libra that are shouting on social media that you desire Oduduwa Republic. If we have Oduduwa Republic tomorrow, APC will be in government throughout Yoruba land, running things. The political leadership in Yoruba land is not in vacuum. So don't think that when we get to the Oduduwa Republic, that is when we are going to start writing our constitution. When we get to the Oduduwa Republic, that is when we start conducting election. No, there is a provision in this constitution which I have explained to you the last time, that in war situation, the government in power will have the power to extend their tenure every 12 months until there is stability in the country. So if there is war in Nigeria today, the ruling government will be APC Yoruba, which is under Tinubu. So you can hate this man. God Almighty has destined him to lead Yoruba nation out of Nigeria, and he will become president in 2023, without which we are going to adopt organized violence on a massive scale that we have never seen before. Total destruction of Lagos. We will shut Lagos State down, particularly our Apapa local government. So we have this position. Now let us look at the executive power under regional government of our prime minister, which was called Premier. We changed it to Prime Minister. I'm reading from page 175 because we've given you this constitution. We know that the liberals who will come to write nonsense, you have not read this constitution. And that is the difference between us. We're not special. We just read, and this gives us knowledge to be able to address issues that are important to the Yoruba nation. Chapter 3 of the Constitution of Western Nigeria under executive power, Section 32, subsection 1 says, the executive authority of the region shall be vested in the governor, and subject to the provision of this constitution may be exercised by him either directly or through officer subordinate to him. So the authority, the number one political position in Yoruba land, is that of the head of state. In this constitution, it was called governor. We have changed it to head of state. And that man, one man, and it is by hereditary, is the Oni of Ife. I wouldn't want to bore you so much and be reading so many things. Section 2 says, nothing in this section shall prevent the legislature of the region from conferring functions on person or authority other than the governor. Section 33, subsection 1 says, there shall be a premier of the region, which we now call prime minister, who shall be appointed by the governor. It is the governor, Oni of Ife, that will appoint the premier. Don't mistake this. It's the same system here in the United Kingdom. Oni of Ife cannot appoint anyone premier whose party does not command majority. No, it is not so. It is the party with the majority MP that the Oni of Ife will call and said, I appoint you the premier. It has always been the leader of that party. That's why parliamentary system is very cheap. So you see, so for you to be prime minister, your party, for you to be prime minister, you have to be the leader of your party. That's number one condition. 2, your party must command majority in Yoruba land, the majority of the elective position. 3, then the Oni of Ife will call you into his chamber and bless you with that appointment. Then you go out and elect minister of your cabinet. So folks, you can see the process. It's been very simple. So we want to impress it on the Yoruba nation. There is a picture that the liberals, ridiculous, were circulating of Oni of Ife standing up while Tinubu is sitting down, and he was greeting Tinubu. Then the liberals were saying that that's insult. And I'm very grateful to the conservative. They brought out the picture of Awolowo sitting down while Oni of Ife was standing before him. That was when Awolowo was being made the premier and he was signing some documents. You see, the liberal just twist anything. Their mind is twisted. All they do is pure propaganda. They don't read. We know them. Simple thing, they cannot read it. Other than pure propaganda every now and then. It's very unfortunate that they do this. But let's ignore their action for this evening. We cannot ignore their irresponsibility. If we do not confront them, believe you me, they will stop Tinubu's presidency. So that's why we are saying to you, on the 1st of October, if this horrible Yoruba Libra should come out to make any stupid protest in any Yoruba city, they should be attacked. That is it. We're going to fight ourselves. So the Igbo will know that this game has changed. Under section 32 and 33 rather, subsection 2, I'm reading from page 176. It says, whenever the governor has occasion to appoint a premier, which you will read as prime minister, because we changed that, he shall appoint a member of the House of Assembly, which is Yoruba Parliament, not House of Assembly anymore, we change it to that, who appears to him likely to command the support of the majority of the members of the House. You see, that's the exact thing that I've stated to you. Oni will only appoint the leader of a political party that has majority. Now, if you look at Yoruba land today, we are in 10 states of Nigeria. That's where Yoruba are. Kwara State, the party that is ruling there is Tinubu's party, APC. Kogi State, the party that is ruling there is Tinubu's party, APC. Edo State, the party that is ruling there is Tinubu party, APC. Lagos State, Tinubu is ruling there. Osun State, Tinubu party is ruling there. Ondo State, Tinubu is ruling there. Osun State, Tinubu is ruling there. Ekiti State, Tinubu is ruling there. Tinubu party is ruling in 8 Yoruba-speaking states, except Oyo State, where the minority PDP is ruling, and Delta State, where PDP is ruling as well. So if you look at this, and we are still practicing regional system of government, folks, Tinubu is going to be your prime minister. Libra, you don't like him, you hate him so much, that is your de facto prime minister. You can't change this because the election has been done and dusted. And we will address him as that. But we are sending him to Abuja in 2023. We address him as Yoruba prime minister henceforth. We want to send him to Abuja 2023 to go and retire so that people like us can come home and contest for election. And if APC deem it fit to give me the leadership of the APC party in Yoruba land, you know, I have to compete with others who are extremely brilliant, even brilliant more than me. I will be great. It will be a dream come true as a 15-year-old who told his parents, I want to be like Awolowo, and I made a prime minister. My daughter will be very proud of me, and my son will be so proud of me as well. You see, that is the Yoruba dream that we all must aspire to do great for our nation, to make Yoruba land great in our lifetime, so that we can hand over a better civilization to our descendants. So that is what is stated under section 33, subsection 2 of our Constitution. Oni of Ife must appoint somebody who commands the majority of the House of Assembly, which we now call Yoruba Parliament. Subsection 3 of section 33 says, there shall be, in addition to the office of Premier, such other offices of ministers of the government of the region as may be established by this Constitution or by the legislature of the region, or subject to the provision of any regional law by the governor acting in accordance with the advice of the Premier. We have put to rest that there is no position of deputy prime minister recognized in the Constitution of the Yoruba land. So Femi Fanika, the father, was never styled the deputy prime minister because the Constitution does not recognize that position. Here, the Constitution recognizes the cabinet ministers, the people that will work with the prime minister of Yoruba land. And look at the beauty of that. It said, appointments to the office of minister of the government of the region, other than the office of the Premier, shall be made by the governor, acting in accordance with the advice of the Premier. What that means is that you cannot be minister in Yoruba land without being appointed by Oni of Ife. Oni of Ife's position is very powerful. But I like this Constitution. It is not actually Oni of Ife who will appoint this minister. They will be appointed by the Premier, but they must be approved by the Oni. That is why it is extremely important that whoever must be the Oni of Ife must be ultra conservative, must be pro-Yoruba to its bone marrow. You don't put a Libra as the Oni of Ife, otherwise you will damage the existence of Yoruba land. The position of Oni of Ife is extremely powerful, but we are not respecting that office because the Igbo have suspended our Constitution. We are not respecting that office today because we are practicing unitary system. Imagine you have a Premier that has been appointed by the Oni, and the Premier has now submitted names of those who will be members of this cabinet to the Oni of Ife. You will expect Oni to vet each individual. Because if these individuals are not pro-Yoruba, and Oni mistakenly appointed them, and they started stealing money, they started doing all manners of things, it will be shame on Oni. You know, the people can actually remove Oni, because that is how our ownership has been done. Oni will not want his name to be disparaged. Oni will appoint the best of our minds as minister, because the recommendation will be made by the Premier. Oni will just approve them. Not necessarily that it is Oni of Ife that will say it is this. And I'm telling you, Oni will consult the House of Obas. and say, can we appoint this man? Look at his past history. Look at what he has done. But what do you have today? Oni of Ife doesn't have a say, because the Igbo, they do not have monarchical system of government. They don't have obas. All the horrible red cap they are wearing, it was given to them by the English. They bought it for them from Morocco. Head warmer, inside sun. Think about these folks. Hausa have their own cap. Yoruba have their own fila. Are people that cannot think of their own cap have no civilization to be proud of. Igbo lack human capital. People who cannot think of their own cap, the stupid red cap they are wearing all over the town, was given to them by the English. English unpicked some colonial officers. You understand? In their indirect rule. After the English left, the colonial officer became Igwe. Igbo have no obas. They have no kings. In all their movies today, they are using Irukere and Ileke. People with no such civilization. They just copy everything about us. And they are trying to deceive the younger generation. Because they don't have this system, they cannot appreciate our king. What you don't have, you cannot appreciate. No Yoruba will have suspended this constitution. No Yoruba will have done that. So Igbo suspended it. We now saying we don't want that constitution suspended. We want to revive this constitution and place Oni of Ife where he belongs as the head of state of Yoruba land. Let's move. Well, let's look at section 33, subsection 8. I'm reading from page 176. It says, the office of the premier shall become vacant when, after any dissolution of the legislative houses of the regions, the premier is informed by the governor that the governor is about to reappoint him as premier or to appoint another person as premier. That is when that office will cease to be. And this is perhaps if an election is conducted today and Oni appointed a premier and the guy is doing his job, but the members of the House of Assembly, which we call Yoruba Parliament, if they conducted a vote of no confidence on him, he will be removed by the Oni of Ife. And Oni of Ife will have the right to appoint another person. Section 9 says, subsection 9 rather says, the office of a minister of the government of the region other than the premier shall become vacant if the office of the premier becomes vacant. The moment a premier is removed, all the ministers working with him, they are gone as well. That is the beauty of the Constitution. Subsection 10 says, subject to the provision of subsection 9 of this section, the minister of the government of the region, other than the premier, shall hold office during the governor Oni of Ife doesn't like him after a while. And Oni of Ife wants to remove him. If I do not agree with Oni of Ife, he will stay. And if I want to remove him, maybe because I don't like what he has done, and then I have to speak to Oni of Ife. And if Oni of Ife says it's fine, I like what he's doing, I cannot remove him. So that is the check and balance beauty of the Yoruba constitution. It's very beautiful. And a generation of the Igbo came with guns and fucked up everybody and suspended this beautiful constitution. Something that is not there. And our parent generation just move on with the tides. No, we are going to change the course of history. We will change this. Because I can't read all of this constitution. I'm still reading section 30. Let me be sure. Section 33. Yeah, I'm still reading section 33 of the Constitution. I'm going to quickly jump to subsection 12. But if you want to follow me, guys, I'm reading from page 177. Because we want to give you the time to read some of these things yourself. And so that we respect human capital and brain power very well. So we want you to know that we cannot give you bullshit. Because we don't see liberal washing us when we do speak. We see conservative. And every conservative is very brilliant. So we cannot speak like the liberal, who are very poor-minded people. So when we speak to you guys, we give you the opportunity to do more research on your own. So I cannot read everything for you. But let us go to subsection 12 of section 33 of this Constitution. It says, there shall be an Attorney General of the region who shall be a minister of the government of the region. Let me say something to you guys that you guys don't know. Under regional governments, you cannot be appointed premier unless you have won election. You cannot be appointed cabinet minister unless you have won an election. You cannot be appointed Attorney General unless you have won an election. So it is under regional government, you don't have miscreants going into politics. Only well-educated souls, well-educated minds that are in politics. If you must be an Attorney General, you must have won election in your constituency. That is the beauty of regional government. What do you have now? Look at the caliber of people that are going into politics in Yoruba land, particularly from the PDP. They are always, all the time, illiterate. People who have never been to tertiary institution. People who were poor in mind when they were in school. People who were doing crime, who were doing one horrible lifestyle or the other. Shit idiots. These are the people that are going into politics under unitary system. Now, what do you see? Buhari will appoint ministers who have never won election. They are not answerable to the public. They are answerable to Buhari. That is why they can easily steal money under this unitary system. But under regional government, if you are appointed education minister, you must have won election. You are a member of the House of Parliament in Yoruba land. So if you steal money, your constituency will vote you out at the next election. Even when you are accused of stealing money, they will recall you immediately. So ministers under regional government were answerable to the people. Ministers under unitary system are appointed by governors, appointed by president. They are not answerable to the people. They are answerable to those who appointed them, and that is why they are corrupt. They steal money massively because they can do it, because they are appointed individually. To be an Attorney General of Yoruba land, you must have won an election, and you must be a lawyer with 10 years experience. This is what he's saying. I'll read subsection 13. It says, subject to the provision of section 12 of this Constitution, the Attorney General of the region shall be a member of the House of Assembly by virtue of this subsection, if he is not a member of the House of Chief and is not apart from this subsection, a member of the House of Assembly. So you see, and you must have 10 years experience. You must be a member of the House of Assembly to be so appointed as Attorney General. Look at all the Attorney General in Yoruba land today. They've not won any election. So when the governor has problem to go to court, they can do anything in the court of law because nobody is going to recall them. But under regional government, an attorney general is always honest to the core, protecting the integrity of the Yoruba nation. Because if he does otherwise, the people who voted him will recall him and say, we don't want you again, you are disgracing us. Who will recall minister appointed by Buhari? He has not won any election. Nobody will recall him. So if he's made minister, he does nonsense. He doesn't care what the people say. And you say that democracy is the government of the people, by the people, for the people. Is that not what you say? It is regional government that is defined. Regional government is the real democracy. Unitary system that we are practicing in Nigeria is not real democracy because it's not the government of the people, for the people, by the people. Under regional government, every cabinet minister appointed are elected members of the House of Assembly. So if they steal money, their home people, not the entire Nigeria, their home people from their own constituency will recall them before the expiration of their term. They will recall them and say, you are disgracing us, we don't want you. So government officials under unitary regional government are always honest people. Under unitary government, they are dishonest people, corrupt people. You are shouting, oh, corruption, 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 corruption. It is the system you are practicing. Your ministers are appointed by governors. They call them commissioner. By president, they call them minister. They are not elected by the people. So they are not answerable to the people. So they can treat you anyhow. Imagine you elect this guy, Rotimi Amechi. He's been appointed by Buhari, and he has abandoned some area with no railway system. His people will recall him if they don't have railway system in their space. They will recall him that he's not doing what they have promised to do. He will be chased out. But under Buhari, that we run unitary system, he's going to be there for as long as Buhari wants him to be there. Now, think about this. Think about this. A Yoruba citizen who has won elections, say Ibadan Southwest. Today, I was looking at my area in Ibadan Southwest. They have given us local government development area. So my area has been categorized under another local government now. So I thought I'm still under Ibadan Southwest local government, but our area has been categorized as another local government entirely. Imagine you elect somebody from Ibadan Southwest local government to go into the House of Assembly, and he has now been made education minister in Yoruba land, and he's messing up. He's not doing what is right. The people from Ibadan local government will recall him because there is a recall procedure. They will say they don't want him. He will be sacked. He will be removed from the House of Assembly. So ministers that are appointed under regional government are always up and doing for the benefit of their people, so that they will not lose re-election, so that they will not be recalled. But today, you appoint commissioners across Yoruba land, they are doing nothing, stealing money. So unitary system that was imposed on the Yoruba by the Igbo is a crime against humanity. It's a crime against the Yoruba nation. It is the major source of corruption because Igbo are naturally corrupt people with criminally minded souls. So that was why they introduced such a corrupt system that you cannot even vote for people that will be ministers. Come to United Kingdom. All of their secretaries have won elections. Go and look at the list of secretaries appointed by Boris Johnson. All of them won election. Look at the minister appointed by Buhari. Who won election among them? Nothing. And you are saying that the system is corrupt. That is what breeds corruption. The minister are answerable to Buhari. Under regional government, it will be no. They will be elected people, and they messed up. They are getting recalled by their people. Let us look at subsection 15 of the section 33 of this Constitution. It says, a person shall not be qualified to hold or perform the function of the office of Attorney General of the region unless he is qualified for admission as an advocate in Nigeria and has been so qualified for not less than 10 years. So a party who wants to contest election in Yoruba land, thinking that they might win, they will at least have one of the MP to be a lawyer, a qualified advocate in law, an advocate in Nigeria who has more than 10 years experience. Because if such a party should win election, they will not be stranded looking for somebody with 10 years working experience to be made Attorney General. So that is why the quality of the people who represent us under regional government, they are always the best of us. I live here in England. It is very rare to see their politician coming from one useless university. No, they are always from their best university. So it is their best minds that are in politics. The same thing in the United States of America. But in Yoruba land, not to talk of Nigeria now, PDP are always producing horrible women being as elected politicians. People with no qualitative education at all. People who were poor academically. These are the people they bring forth and say they are going to be your representative. Under regional government, it is the most brilliant mind who goes into our politics. So when we bring back regional government, that's why Fulani don't want regional government. Because Buhari will have to go to the National Assembly almost every time to speak. And he can't speak. He doesn't have the qualification. He doesn't have the state of mind. That is the honest truth. The Igbo don't want regional government because they just want to come into Yoruba land. These are people that are making noise about Biafra. All of them, half of their population live in Yoruba land, and they say they want Biafra. Establishment of Executive Council. So I'm now going to move to section 34 of the Constitution of the Western Nigeria, subsection 1. It says, there shall be an executive council for the region, whose function shall be to advise the governor in the government of the region, and which shall consist of the premier and such other persons being ministers of the government of the region, as the governor, acting in accordance with the advice of the premier, may from time to time appoint. So every minister appointed in Yoruba land are serving Oni of Ife. Because if the government is not performing well, the people will talk down at the Oni of Ife. The people will condemn Oni of Ife who have given us horrible set of ministers. So Oni of Ife will want to make such a stupid mistake. He will want to put the best of our foot forward every given time that he has to make decision. Under section 35, subsection 1, collective responsibility. It says, the Executive Council shall be collectively responsible to the legislative houses of the region for any advice given to the governor by or under the general authority of the council, and for all things done by or under the authority of any minister of the government of the region in the execution of his office. They are not going to just be following Oni of Ife dictate. They shall be reporting to both houses of assembly, the House of Obers and the House of Assembly. So the premier will be reporting to the House of Assembly as well as the cabinet minister. Whatever they discuss will also go back to the House of Obers. It is not just going to be Oni making decision. No, it will be collective responsibility. That's why this section 35 subsection 1 says collective responsibility. Let me quickly move to section 36 of the Constitution of Western Nigeria, allocation of portfolio to ministers. The governor, acting in accordance with the advice of the premier, may assign to the premier or any other minister of the government of the region responsibility for any business of the government of the region, including administration of any department of government. So this is just like repetition. Yeah, Oni of Ife will put people in their position. Oh, you'll be minister for education, minister for transport, minister for this, minister for that. with the advice of the Premier. Performance of functions of Premier during absence. That is section 37 of the Constitution, subsection 1 of section 37 of the Constitution. Whenever the Premier is absent from Nigeria or is for any other reason unable to perform the function conferred upon him by this Constitution, the governor may authorize some other members of the Executive Council of the region to perform those functions other than the function conferred by this section. And that member may perform those functions until his authority is revoked by the governor. This section, performance of the function of Premier during absence, also supported our statement that we've read in one of the sections, that there is no office of the Deputy Premier of Yorubaland. So the statement by Femi Fani-Kayode that his father was Deputy Premier was a lie, a total lie. He also said that it was his father who moved the motion for independence in 1954 or 1956. That was a lie. It was Anthony Enahoro who moved the motion for Nigeria independence. Anthony Enahoro was part of the action group led by Awolowo. So if you look at section 37, subsection 1, it says that when the Premier is out of Nigeria or is unable to perform his function, the governor, which is Oni of Ife, who is our head of state, shall appoint any other person to take up such responsibility. And the person will do that work until that authority is revoked by the Oni of Ife. We have no position recognized in our Constitution that says that there must be Deputy Premier. There is no such. So don't listen to Femi Fani-Kayode. I'm really giving him hot. He stole my money, you know. He has not given me my money. The money given to me by President Jonathan. He has not given me my money. And he continued to talk shit from both of his mouth. And you know why if we don't like something, we talk on any issue, we know what we're going to get at on that. So folks, if you have that, you can see. Let us look at section 38, exercise of governor's power. That is Oni of Ife. But really, I wrote here that I think people should read this on their own. But look, I won't read it. It's long, but I will just read some of these things. Subject to the provision of subsection 2 of this section in the exercise of its function under this Constitution, the Constitution of the Federation, or any other law, the governor shall act in accordance with the advice of the Executive Council or a minister of the government of the region, acting under the general authority of the Executive Council, except in cases where, by this Constitution, he is required to act in accordance with the advice of any person or authority other than the Executive Council. What this is saying that, no, I've been saying to you that, oh, Oni of Ife has this enormous, huge power. He appoints the Premier, he appoints the Executive Cabinet Minister, he does this and that. So many power to his office. But he must exercise this power based on the advice of the Executive Council, which is the Cabinet Minister, supported by the Premier. And he cannot just be doing anything, Oni of Ife, on his own without carrying along the House of Assembly, which we call the Yoruba Parliament, and the House of Obas, which was usually called the House of Chief. This comes under collective responsibility. It's long. That's why I said I wrote here, advise people to read it on their own. So if you want to read it, is section 38, page 178 to page 179. So you can read that up on your own. It's very beautiful. What that section is saying, that yeah, even though Oni has that power, but he has to exercise that power carrying along other people. Otherwise, there will be conflict of interest. Now let's look at let us look at section 39. This is governor to be informed concerning matter of government. We have to bless our grandparent generation for this beautiful Constitution. They are referring to Oni of Ife. It has to be informed. That's the same thing they do to the Queen of England. There's nothing that happened under the sun here in England that the government of England doesn't report to the Queen. They respect their own royalty. They respect their own monarch. But we have no respect for our own obas anymore. And people will be saying, like, local government chairmen today are more powerful than our obas. So what do you expect the obas to do? Nothing. The Oba can't do anything because the Igbo came, suspended your beautiful constitution. What did you do? You folded your hands, and today you are blaming your Obas. It was the Igbo youth who came with guns and fucking up everybody, kill everybody, and they turned your constitution. You are not blaming the Obas. Why don't you group yourself as Yoruba youth? Reinstate your constitution back so that your Oba can be put in their pride of place. Why not do that? So we're saying to you, the young Yoruba for freedom, that is our clear intention. And how do we do it? We lobby America to our side. We put Tinubu as a president. And then we ask him to return our constitution. Simple devolution of power. So we are conservative youth. We know the solution. We're not stupid liberals sitting in front of their stupid computer, wherever they may be, particularly in England, shit place where they are washing toilet, we are doing fucking care work, they are doing cleaning all over the place. They live horrible, miserable life. Majority of them have no family. We don't in England. How many of you are married? How many of you have your husband at home? How many of you have your wife living with you? You live shit life. Nothing works for you. You sit in front of a computer and be making stupid statements, condemning somebody who could change our course of history for good. Condemning Tinubu. That's how your great-grandfather condemned Awolowo. Your father condemned Abiola. It is now your turn to condemn Tinubu with the horrible life you live in England, sitting in front of a computer saying you want to do a republic. Nobody is reporting to Oni of Ife again. That's why Yoruba land is a shithole, according to President Trump. Igbo turn your constitution, destroy your life. Our natural leaders are not involved in the scheme of things in Yoruba land anymore. Section 39 of our constitution says the premier, which we now style as the prime minister, shall keep the governor, which we now call head of state, is referring to Oni of Ife, fully informed concerning the general conduct of the government of the region, and shall furnish the governor with such information as he may request with respect to any particular meeting relating to the government of the region. Every day. If we are practicing regional government, those of you who are hungry, homeless, jobless, you will just go to Oni of Ife Palace. By the time all of you are there telling Oni of Ife, we are not enjoying the government. We want you to change this government. We don't like this government. Or you think Oni of Ife will ask police to come and shoot at you? Your natural leader, your natural ruler that has been appointed by God to rule over you, he will not. But if you go and do that now, Oni will be telling you, go to your local government chairman, because Oni is not powerful anymore. Igbo have removed that power from him. There is no qualitative healthcare, there is no qualitative education, there is no security of lives and property. Fulani are killing you, Igbo armed robbers are killing you in Yoruba land. There is no job security, there is no affordable housing. You go to Oni's palace, all of you go and protest here. Oni will remove the premier the next day. Because the premier is not working. His government is being jeopardized. But today, is Oni of Ife carried along in anything that is going on in Yoruba? No. No. And we continue to blame them. Oni is not doing, he's going to party. He's doing this, he's doing that. They have no power anymore. So you young Yoruba, it is your right to bring back this constitution. Igbo suspended it, right? Bring back this constitution, then you will have the mouth to tell Oni of Ife what you desire. Because he's the one that is always appointing whoever becomes the premier. He's the one appointing the cabinet minister, but he doesn't now. He doesn't even know who are commissioners in any Yoruba state. He doesn't even have a clue. Fulani are killing you. Oni of Ife is not breathed. He has no clue about what is going on. Igbo made your head of state, your natural ruler, our elders. We're making a list that which we intended to give to you before. You know, this constitution says that 87 Yoruba Obas are recognized. Constitutionally recognized in Yoruba. We're making a list. I'm getting you the Obas that participated as members of the House of Obas under the general government from Ogun, from Lagos, from Oyo, from Osun. We're collating these 87 Obas. We want to give you their names. These Obas are not ruling you anymore because local government chairmen are more powerful than them. So young Yoruba, it is not sufficient to blame your Obas. What you should do is to bring back your own constitution. You bring back this constitution, you give Oni his rightful place. Oni will be appointing premier for you. He will be appointing cabinet minister for you. You will be informed about what is going on in Yoruba. You think you will be poor. But all of you will be running away to America, to Canada, to England, to France, to Germany. You will not. Oni of Ife will be up and doing for your sake. So stop condemning the Yoruba Obas. Bring them back their power. How do you do it? Put Tinubu there as the president of Nigeria. To Yoruba liberals, stop condemning him. We know you don't want to do Dual Republic. You don't even have the state of mind. You don't even have the stretch determination to bring about the Dual Republic. You can't go to war. You don't believe in organized violence. You say Jesus Christ is going to give you the Dual Republic. How come he has not given you the Dual Republic since 1967? That Yoruba have been asking for a return to regional government. How come Jesus Christ has not given you? Silly people. The power of the Oni has been taken away from him by the evil. That's why your lives are miserable. That's why you'll be washing toilets for English in England, doing care work for them. Yeah. Go and look at Yoruba graduate. Yeah. Car park attendant, warden, parking, giving people tickets if they have parked on a particular road that they are not supposed to. These are the kind of job Yoruba are doing. Go to the supermarket in England, Yoruba graduate, that's the shit job they do. Because of exchange rate, they think that their life has changed. No, Yoruba land has been destroyed. To bring about change, you use logic, not stupid emotion. Stupid Libra, they are behaving like Igbo, shouting, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another savior, holy, 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 shit nonsense. Tell Nnamdi Kanu to go and head Igbo land as their premier. He will not accept it. The only thing he desires in his life is other people's land, Biafra, that includes Edo, Urobo, Ijo, Efik, Ibibio. And these people are not Igbo. Tell him Igbo speaking area, go and become your premier, their premier there. Rule it, make it great. He won't do it. They are just pure propagandists. Some stupid idiot is saying they created a movement, Yoruba World Congress. You put somebody that is close to 90 years old. When young soul, young mind, articulate young Yoruba are already everywhere, speaking out. How old was Awolowo? He was 23 years old when he started as a local government something, when he started politics. You are bringing 80 years old to be the leader of the Yoruba World Congress. And don't think for pain. You guys are crazy. Look at the leadership abroad. Young folks, young minds, speaking eloquently about the problem of their society and changing the course of history. You are making an old elderly man who should be playing with his grandchildren to come and speak for the interest of the Yoruba nation. You're not ready for this, guys. You are not ready. So what we're saying to you that you have to condemn less the Yoruba Obas. The power has been taken away from them. A local government can remove Alafin as Alafin, a local government chairman. A local government chairman will remove Oni of Ife, your own head of state. Can a local government chairman remove the Queen of England? You praised their own royalty. You praised their children. When their children are going everywhere, they start taking pictures. But you destroy your own monarchs. You ruin them. You show no respect to them. If you respect your Obas, you young Yoruba, you will do everything humanly possible to put Tinubu there as president of Nigeria from 2023. Then we go all out to ensure that you return back our constitution for us. You will have done your Obas proud. Under parliamentary secretary, under section 40, I should give you the pride of place to read this yourself. It says, section 40, subsection 1, the governor, acting in accordance with the advice of the premier, may appoint parliamentary secretaries from among the members of the legislative houses of the region to assist ministers of the government of the region in the performance of their duties. Beautiful. Parliamentary secretaries will still be appointed by people who have been voted for by the people. So if you are corrupt, believe you me, they will recall you. If I go into politics, I contest election from Ibadan Southwest local government, and they voted me. And fortunately for me, and for God and country, I'm appointed the premier. You know that I will be answerable to the people from Ibadan local government. I will do everything to make Yoruba land great, so that I can retain my position, so that our party will continue to win election. Under regional government, you can only win election with your policy that you put in place. Not that you'll be giving people 500 naira and people will queue, just give them 1,000 to go and vote for you. Your policy will stand you out. Your ideas and ideals will stand you out. Unity system was imposed by the Igbo to destroy Yoruba land. If you do not destroy unity system, our own children now will be slaves in Yoruba land. They are already slaves abroad. Do they have the same rights and privileges with the people that will live in their country? No. In Yoruba land, what do you think they are facing? I have a cousin who is half English, half Yoruba. Her father is English. Her mom is Yoruba. She's always complaining about discrimination here in England. This is an English lady. What about our own children that have no English blood? So do you think they have equal right and responsibility as English? No. So you go back to Yoruba land, Igbo have taken it over. Hausa Fulani have taken it over. We are even second-class citizens, even not third-class citizens in Yoruba land. Abroad, our people, our children are living miserable life. They are not first-class citizens abroad. They are 13th-class citizens. Yoruba children in England, they are 13th-class citizens. In Yoruba land, our own space, our own indigenous homeland, we're not even first-class citizens. Go to the ports, go to your airport. It is Fulani and Igbo that you see here in your own homeland, and you continue to blame your Obas. You are waiting for the Oba to declare that you should go and fight war. No, that's not how it is done. Go and ask French people. Ordinary folks stood up and fought for their own freedom when their Oba were messing up. Only of Ife will not tell you to go to war. Allah will not instruct you to go to war. People that have been stripped naked of their own power. Allah, your president can be removed by ordinary local government chairman. Only of Ife, your head of state can be summoned by local government chairman. That is how the Igbo reduce you to that. So you don't need these guys, the Oba, to tell you what to do. You do what is right. Bring back your constitution. Elect Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. Then your constitution will be back. Let us just quickly look at the oath to be taken by ministers, cabinet minister. That is under section 41 of our constitution. A member of the executive council, minister of the government of the region, or parliamentary secretary to such a minister shall not enter upon the duty of his office unless he has taken and subscribed the oath of allegiance and such oaths for the due execution of his office as may be prescribed by the legislative region. Look, it will not be far-fetched to say to you that the oath of allegiance might be taken with Ogun. Possibly, but I do not know. I'm just thinking. Possibly. You're standing as a member of the executive, as premier. You're taking oaths of allegiance to Yoruba nation. That if you undermine the greatness of Yoruba nation, you and your generation shall be undermined. You are taking that oath. You would defend the civilization of Yoruba. How many people are taking that oath now? None, because our constitution has been suspended. Our constitution has been suspended. Nobody is taking that oath. How do you expect them to protect you? They are not going to protect you. Constitution of office for the region. Subject to the provision of this constitution and of any regional law, the governor may constitute office of the region, make appointment to any such office, and terminate any such appointment. What that is saying is just the office of the head of state. You know, we were the first to use that word many, many years ago when Oni of Ife was made Oni of Ife, the current Oni of Ife. We described that as office. We use that for so many Yoruba leaders as well. So, prerogative of mercy, you can read up about that. It is the governor, that is the Oni of Ife, who grants prerogative of mercy in Yoruba, and not just everybody doing that. Establishment of advisory council for the prerogative of mercy. Look, folks, read that up. Read that up so that we don't just waste too much of our time reading that up. So you need to do some mental exercise yourself. And I want the liberal who are always condemning us, read up as well. You come and speak eloquently the way we do. Read up. Just don't sit around the stupid computer and then say, we want to do a republic. How do you want to do a republic? Ọlọ́run máa gbà Odùduwà republic fún wa. Ọlọ́run máa gbà Odùduwà republic fún yín. Ẹ yọ dẹ̀tẹ̀fẹ̀, ẹ gọ̀tẹ̀fẹ̀ ní wọ́ra. Ọlọ́run máa gbà Odùduwà republic fún yín. They condemn us when we argue for organized violence, and they are scared Fulani are harmed. You don't want organized violence. You are condemning Fulani that are harmed to the teeth. We hear that. A member of the advisory council appointed by the governor shall hold the office for 3 years. Sorry, I don't want to talk about this prerogative of mercy. I believe people will understand that. Well, that is when somebody has been sentenced to death and then the governor commutes this death sentence and stops. By now, there shouldn't be death sentence in Yoruba land, believe me. There should not be death sentence in Yoruba land. We should have moved away from that. People should be given life imprisonment for grievous offenses they might have committed. And then civilized nations are no longer doing death sentence. But somebody can be kept in prison for forever. And then when they reach certain age, maybe in their old age, they could be released to the public again. And then those who are kept in prison their brain can be taxed to do some constructive work. So I don't support death sentence as an individual. It's a debate that we all to have had across Yoruba land. That it's a shame that we are still practicing death sentence. The sanctity of human life, which we have to respect. Even though we believe in organized violence, when we are violated, we have to defend Yoruba land with all weapons that we have. We can't fold our hands when we are being killed. But this prerogative of mercy would have, it's a way of the Yoruba that they don't want to go ahead with death sentence. But let us leave that for the coming government in Yoruba after 2023 that might be put in place as our regional government for them to think long and hard about that. Let us go to section 46, still talking about functions of the advisory council on this derogative of mercy, public prosecutions. I hope guys can read some of these things up. This is still talking about people who will prosecute cases in court. If you look at section 47, subsection 1, there shall be a director of public prosecution for the region whose office shall be an office in the public service of the region without prejudices to the provisions of this constitution relating to the Public Services Commission of the region, an office in the Department of Government for which responsibility is assigned to the Attorney General of the region. Attorney General will appoint Director of Public Prosecutions who are going to be going to court, taking cases to court, as you know. So there's a lot of provisions, guys, that you will have to read up about this. And this is end of our day 6 of our interpretation of the Constitution of Yoruba. There's so many things that I've decided that you should read up on your own. And I hope that you will read some of this thing up. So let me see if I can take some few questions, if that is a possibility. Yeah. That is true, Omokaro. Say, minority Fulani, they've killed a lot of Yoruba people, as well as the Igbo. They've killed a lot of us. So if our generation continue to ignore this atrocity, it will not be good for the next generation that are coming. So I'm going to see some of your questions. And then let me quickly say this, guys. If you want to enjoy uninterrupted our political speech with your peace of mind, without having to contend with the Igbo, please, you need to go onto my profile. I've been able to work with our media and publicity, so Igbo can make comments on any of our on my profile page, but they can make comments on my page, Facebook profile. They can't make comments. We have shut that down because they deliberately make comments to distract you. So if you want to really enjoy some of these things without Igbo comments, please, you can go to my Facebook profile. But you know, Facebook is not reliable. It's socially irresponsible platform. They are always shutting people down, up and down. I think this is my 10th Facebook because Igbo just reported my Facebook every now and then because they don't want the truth out. Let me see if I can just get some of your. I can't see any of your questions. If you're asking, those of you who are on YouTube, you can kindly ask question. Yeah, Lafe. Well, you said the problem of most Nigerians is that they are scared of all form of violence. I disagree with you. The Igbo, their desire is the unity system. The Hausa Fulani currently control the unity system, so they use violence to suppress people. We don't talk about Nigeria as it were, but the problem of majority of the Yoruba Libra is that they don't want to fight, yet they want change. It's not going to be possible. You cannot change anything from somebody who has been suppressing you for so long. Fulani want to continue to rule, yet they are minority. It is like African America ruling over majority Caucasian in America. You know how that country will be. Minority don't develop any space. They destroy it because they are always scared that the majority might come back for them. If you give the presidency of the United States of America to African America to control the same way the white majority are controlling it, they will mess up that country. That is the honest truth. Because one, the African American are minority, they will be scared that, oh, the white majority may come back one day, so they will be working to suppress the white majority, killing them, putting them in prison, doing all manners of things to them. That's what will happen, believe me. And before you know it, that country will develop into anarchy. That country will be destroyed. Then it will be classified as underdeveloped country. It's not because that the African American don't have the state of mind to govern the space. It's because they are minority. It's what is going on in Nigeria. If you allow the minority Northern Irish to control the political space in United Kingdom, to be prime minister, to be the secretaries of state of all departments, to take charge of the police, to take charge of the military, they will kill a lot of English. They will suppress a lot of English because they will be scared that they are a minority, that the English majority may come back in future, take power from them and decimate them. So they will destroy the United Kingdom. That is the exact thing that is happening in Nigeria. The Fulani are aware that they are minority. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the wealth with all to govern Nigeria. So That's why they easily kill. They just kill. It is psychological warfare. They know that they are minority. They believe that one day the Yoruba will come back for them. So they are willing to destroy everything and kill everybody so that they can continue to rule. When you have minority ruling, your country will never be great. Put Yoruba there from 2023. And we are not going to do zoning. No, we don't believe in anything. Zoning. No, we will rule everybody because we're a majority in terms of the population of Nigeria. We're also the economic backbone. You will see how Nigeria will change. Regional government will be back. Everybody will remain in their space, making their respective space great. There will not be police brutality like you have it now. There will not be military brutality that you have it now. Because majority always rule, but minority rights must be respected. So I don't think that people don't believe in violence in Nigeria or are scared of violence in Nigeria. Fulani are using violence. Igbo too are using violence. Igbo don't want Nigeria to break. I don't know why the liberals can't get it. Igbo want one Nigeria because they cannot develop on their own. Yeah, you're right. Minority doesn't build. They don't. They destroy it. I'm not going to answer your question, Odula Alefe, or what do you call yourself? You are war with them and kill them because they want to destroy our civilization. If they stay in their space, we all go back to regional government. The Yoruba control the jobs in their space. We control the police, the military, the custom, and everything in Yoruba. Nobody will be advocating for organized violence. No one will be advocating for that. If the Igbo can stay in their space, the Hausa Fulani, stay in your space and make it great. Let us Yoruba, we stay in our own space. There will not be any concept like organized violence. But these guys kill our leaders. They expected generation after generation to just follow suit like slaves, not try to change the course of history. So this is why we're different. We conservatives are not liberals. So that is the question you here, liberals, have been asking. Even Iba Gani Adam said the same thing. He said that he knows in his heart of heart that Fulani will not give it to Tinubu. So if you know that, what are your plans? Organized violence. We know we're not oblivious of that reality. We know that the English do not want Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. The Fulani do not want Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. The Igbo people do not want Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. That is why they are going to get organized violence. And we've been very clear. We're going to shut down Lagos. We're going to blow up Apapa Wharf. We're going to blow up Tinker Port. We're going to blow up Lagos Stock Exchange and Lagos International Airport. It is ours. We can do whatever we like. It is our own. These things do not belong to any other people. It belongs to the Yoruba people. So a lot of you liberals will say, Fulani will not give the presidency to Tinubu. We know this. Go and listen to Governor Sanwo-Olu's speech when he was sworn in as governor. He says, if Lagos goes down, Nigeria goes down. We are going to shut down Lagos. We will blow everything up. And we will redevelop it by the time we have Oduduwa Republic. So you liberals who want to pray your way to get Oduduwa Republic, you are for one Nigeria. We know these games. You don't really know Oduduwa Republic. Igbo are criminals, you know, guys. So I want you to ask me. Sorry, let me call your name out. I would have removed you, this guy. Oh, I think you are stupid. I will have removed you. I don't think the guys who are because you are coming through my page. That's why you are talking shit most of the time, talking nonsense, idiots. Of course, you're very correct, Omokara Ojire. Igbo are deadlier than Fulani. Igbo are horrible people. They are a horrible set of human beings. That is the truth. They destroy Nigeria. They are criminals everywhere. Do you see in Ghana who are facing hell? There is Igbo. Everywhere they go to, they constitute nuisance. They can't grow their own question, their own space. Stop asking me stupid questions, idiots. What are you talking about? You're talking like a child or dead. You want to do a republic. You don't love people to do a republic. Stupid man. Stop asking me. So I will have removed you. I am no longer educating the liberals in Yoruba land. We are re-educating the Yoruba conservative, and we are learning from the Yoruba conservatives. So we don't entertain from liberals. If you cannot use your stupid common sense, if you have anything called that, and you come and ask me stupid question, you think we're making a joke. You can ordinary the Constitution of Western Nigeria. You guys can't sit down to read. You cannot. I haven't seen any one of you reading it. It's difficult for you because you don't have the brain. That's why you come around and ask stupid question. Fulani has the backing of the English. You think it's a joke. English are stealing your wealth. I'm speaking from London. I'm not hiding in any place. English are stealing your wealth. True minority Fulani. You liberal, you don't want to talk to white America because they are whites. And what have you done to get your Oduduwa Republic that you are just recently shouting about because you lost the election in 2019? So just don't ask me stupid. I will have removed you that you will not be here for long. I don't entertain nonsense from the Yoruba liberal. I hate you. As a matter of fact, I'm following my parents' instruction. That's why I don't want to hobnob with you, Yoruba liberal. I don't want to work with you because you will kill me eventually. That's why I'm alive today and I'm moving stronger. We are achieving our aims and objectives towards 2023. We were the people who wake up the entire Yoruba nation to the subjugation of the Yoruba people by Fulani and the Igbo. Before you stupid Yoruba liberal embrace the Oduduwa Republic. Don't you abuse me several times? Before you subscribe to it, you subscribe to the Oduduwa Republic as a gimmick to stop the Tinubu presidency. So don't think we don't know what is going on. Don't ask me stupid question. I don't know why this guy have not removed you. They are very, you're right, Mr. The liberals are very deceitful people. They want one Nigeria like Igbo with that flag. They came up with a blue, white, green flag. Very deceitful. They started 2019 as if Yoruba we don't have our own flag before. They just came up with one ridiculous flag. They are pro one Nigeria. All of them who are in Yoruba World Congress, majority of them who are also in PDP Yoruba, they are half Igbo. They are half Igbo. They are just coming, very deceitful set of people. You want to do a republic all of a sudden. Young Yoruba for Freedom, since 2012, we've been advocating for Oduduwa Republic. They abuse us. Even those who are in APC, they are not even abusing us. They just ignore us that time. And we attack those who are in APC as well. But they have never for once abused us. But the people in PDP, they always abuse me in particular. Today, they are shouting Oduduwa Republic all over the internet space, pretending that they want Oduduwa Republic. They don't want Oduduwa Republic, guys. Don't let them fool you. They want one Nigeria. There's this guy on Facebook, Baron something. It's an Igbo writing as Yoruba. We know a lot of them anyway. They use Yoruba names on Facebook. Igbo are deadlier than Fulani people. I don't see it as well. Why is it so difficult for you, Igbo, to stay in your space? I said something. Look at MC Oluomo. Take MC Oluomo and 99 other Yoruba from NURTW, move them to Igbo land, make them their governors there, deputy governor, let them control their civil service, give them 10 years, they will turn that space around. Igbo lack woman capital. They are all about crime. Look, I'm not trying to convince you, stupid Libra. I'm not convincing you, idiots. That's not what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. We have had enough conservative. We actually, when we started, everybody in Yoruba is talking about what I've been saying for years. So we've captured the exact mind of people that we want. I'm not here to convince Libra. Why should I convince you? You that I know that you are fucked up people. Why is it that my mother, the woman who gave back to me, always warning me not to fight for the Yoruba nation, that Yoruba are evil-minded people? It is because of you, Libra. And you are half you evil. You're telling us to try to convince you. Who wants to convince you? We want to deal with you squarely in Yoruba land, all of you, Libra. Deal with you. The generation of Awolowo ignored you. The generation of Abiola ignored you when you undermined the greatness of these two individuals. Now you have grown in leaps and bounds. You want to undermine Tinubu. We will deal with you. Don't follow me. I don't have followers. And I've been saying to people, I don't have followers. It is you stupid Libras that are always saying that I don't have followers. We are building conservative movement across Yoruba land. We want the best of our minds to be conservative and work for the greatness of the Yoruba nation. Do you think I'm a celebrity? I'm a politician, a conservative politician, and I subscribe to the teachings and ideals of the APC Yoruba. I don't support APC Hausa Fulani. I don't have followers. I have extremely precocious young men and women who are conservative, that we are shaping the course of history across Yoruba land. We're politicians. So I think I can't get enough. So I'm challenging the Yoruba Libras. Read up the Constitution so that you can have something to say to people that are watching you. Stop saying stupid things. We want to do a republic. How do you want to? You have no fucking clue. You have no fucking clue. Okay, guys. I think we have now. Yeah, I think we have now had some times together. Now tomorrow we will continue at about the same time. Thank you very much, guys. I'm very grateful. See you tomorrow.